किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है, वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी, ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और सातवें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ, मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ, मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया।
Hello and good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on this weekly webinar series called Business Opportunity with Master Franchise Brands. Business Opportunity with Master Franchise Brands is a webinar series presented by the management of Franchise India every Friday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon with an aim to introduce you to a new business opportunity. Over the past 27 years, Franchise India has been a trusted guide for thousands of investors, helping them identify the right franchise business opportunity and successfully build sustainable franchise business. Franchise India, as the world's largest integrated franchise solution company, our role is to make sure your investment is safe by taking an informed decision and your journey from investor to entrepreneur is smooth and successful. The objective of this webinar is to give you a direct opportunity to connect with the brand founders, the key stakeholders, understand the business opportunities in detail, and openly ask all questions related to franchise, investment, growth before you take the actual decision. In today's webinar, we will introduce 5'a. 5'a is a world-leading dry cleaning and textile care brand founded over 55 years ago in France. The brand is globally recognized for its fast, expert, and sustainable fabric care solution. Today, 5'a operates across 33 plus countries on 5 continents with a network of 1,900 plus stores and serving almost more than 1 lakh customers daily. 5'a is known for its innovative, eco-friendly cleaning technology and consistent service quality, and has been repeatedly voted as best dry cleaner in its home segment market. Now, launching in India, the brand brings a proven, profitable, and sustainable and scalable franchise model designed for urban consumers seeking premium garment care with international standards. And to talk about the same, I'm joined with Ms. Sonia Chaudhary. She is the Managing Director, Franchise India Group. We have Mohit Agarwal, who is the Executive Director for this brand, and have Rauf Ahmad Ghani. He is the He is responsible for the franchise expression. He's the key account manager to take care of this brand. But before we invite the team to talk more about the business opportunity, I would like to inform all the viewers that you also have opportunity to ask questions related to this brand. In case if you will have any, you please keep on sharing your questions into the Q&A box, and we will take them up once the presentation is over. Now, before Sonia, I'm start talking about the brand, may I request Rauf, in case if you could play the video, right, so that at least we can at least have some idea about this brand and its operational work. There's no sound off. No, you probably did not allow it to share. No, let me do this from my side. Hope it is visible, right? Yeah.
Thanks, Bharat, for this video. Friends, so this video perhaps has given you a glimpse of typical processes and services, which are there at 5SEC. So very good afternoon, friends. Once again, I welcome you all on today's webinar. I'm Sonia Chaudhary. I'm the MD of Franchise India. And the opportunity, the brand that we are presenting today is a global leader in dry cleaning, and Franchise India, which is also a master franchise for 5SEC. So what Bharat said, we work with a lot of entrepreneurs to help them take a guided decision of starting a business. And as a catalyst in the franchise ecosystem in India, we hold about 90% market share. So we're also looking out at opportunities from global markets that we think can create a very big value in the Indian market. So we sense these opportunities and bring them to the market for our investors. And some opportunities, I would say, where we are extremely optimistic about, and we know there's a category and there's a big gap in the market. Franchise India, in fact, proactively reaches out to such brands and become proud owners as master franchise. So the company 5SEC, which is fondly called Sangasec in French, this is the company that Franchise India, in fact, signed a master franchise contract about 2 months back. So I'll start, friends, with a small introduction on the brand. We'll talk about the industry at large, and we'll also give you a little understanding on the financial glimpse of what it takes to become a partner and the typical formats that we have in 5SEC for India. And if you have any questions, we'll be happy to take these questions towards the end of the webinar, or you can even post these questions as you go through the presentation. We'll take these up. So we have Mohit, he's the Executive Director for 5SEC in India. So he would lead the entire discussion. And I will also request him to share his direct email ID and contact number. So friends, we'll get started with the presentation. Just to give you a little introduction on the brand, 5SEC is world's #1. It's a name in textile care. It is trusted for more than 58 years now. And the company comes with a very strong French heritage and a very strong, proven global business model, which represents excellence in dry cleaning, fabric care, and most importantly, I would say textile innovation, which no brand in the country talks about. So the brand has a very long-standing expertise, which is combined with the widespread international presence, which also gives all our franchise partners across the globe the confidence of partnering with the number one global brand. And this is a successful business model, which I would say has stood the test of times, repeated success in more than 33 countries across the globe. And these are very diverse markets. And there are no two markets which are similar to each other. So these are very diverse markets where the brand has been operating for the last 58 years now. So what 5SEC has done, they have in fact shaped the global dry cleaning industry through technology-led solutions and professional expertise, which is backed by a solid international network and consistent service excellence, which makes 5SEC one of the most, I would say, preferred choice for millions of our customers who use our services every single day globally. 5SEC is also a category pioneer, one of the world's first, in fact, retail dry cleaning companies which standardize the garment care as branded consumer services. And they also transform dry cleaning from a back-end service into retail consumer-facing brand where you see the brand visible. So if you have traveled anywhere, across Europe, in France, I'm sure this is a brand which cannot be missed. So it has a legacy, a very long legacy, and they started their business, 58 years back. This was somewhere around the year 1968, and it was very disruptive in France even then because the brand was born with a very clear desire to make textile care accessible to as many people as possible. And since then, they have been democratizing professional dry cleaning services. So at a time when cleaning clothes was perceived, even in France, as a very high-end service reserved for privileged, clientele, 5SEC was able to identify an opportunity which they felt could be transformed. So, and this was a time where the market was also dominated by a lot of independent players, unorganized players, whose practices were not very standardized. And that gave birth to, 5SEC in France. Now, let us also understand what is the opportunity for a brand like this in India. So what is the problem we are trying to address? So India's overall dry cleaning market today suffers from largely low trust, where people who want to use the services, and especially when they have an expensive cloth they want to give to someone, the first thought which comes to their mind is what happens, agar mera kapda kharab ho jayega. That is the first fear, and I'm sure many of us would be able to relate to that. Second is your inconsistent quality of service. There is no strong heritage of brands and consumer emotionally connect with. There's no brand, I would say, in India. And most of the services which are marketed by companies, they are marketed more as utility and not care. So no brand in India owns the story of garment care expertise, and this is where 5SEC wins. So we have positioned our brand to target the organized premium space, which I would say is a still very underpenetrated market, which also gives an opportunity for us to go deeper. And I would also like to add that we are not a mass brand, but we are a premium mass brand, right? So which means I'm not comparable to the local players or smaller players in the market, but I would say we're still a premium mass brand, a brand which has an aspiration. So when a brand like 5SEC enters a market like India, what we bring is a legacy of these 58 years, and our company stands for confidence, a strong legacy, a very strong trust, which has gone for more than 5.5 decades. We bring in European standards. We bring in a lot of discipline in the processes that is followed inside our outlets. A very big focus on the fabric care expertise and brand trust, which is very, very, I would say, strong, which has been built over the decades. And this is the same legacy which is coming to India, which also makes us a premium, credible brand. And especially valuable when, trust in a garment is still forming in a market like India. We protect what really matters to you. So be it your workwear, your celebrations, your identity. Because in India, clothes are equivalent to status, they're equivalent to culture, they're equivalent to memories. So whether that's a wedding outfit or an office wear, ethnic garments, these are all emotional assets that we all own. And so not every garment we feel can be replaced. And there are some garments which need to be protected. So which could be your, like I said, your first, job suit, your hand embroidered sari, luxury handbags, shoes, coats, your bridal lehenga. So that is the promise which 5SEC brings to the Indian market. So the brand, like I said, comes with a legacy of more than 5.5 decades. It is established and a very dominant leader in France, where it started off, and it runs more than 500 stores there locally, which includes their own locations, which they own and operate themselves, includes their subsidiaries, their franchisees, and also their affiliates. And the brand commands a very, very strong footprint. So each store there, on an average, does a annual revenue of about 2.5 lakhs euros. Approximately, this translates to about 2.5 crores. And it all reflects the exceptional performance, which I would say underscores the strength of the brand, the processes, and most important, what 5SEC has stood always very strong is the trust of the customers it has. Next slide, please. So the brand is not only, I would say, the most recognized brand in the category in France, but they're also one of the most awarded companies. It holds distinction of being voted as the best dry cleaner brand for more than 9 consecutive years in a row. And achievement that only reflects the reputation of the company, the efficiency, the customer-centric services which company has, the quality that brings on the table. And the high visibility and top of mind recall makes us, I would say, the preferred choice for all consumers globally. Next slide. So not just limited to France, today 5SEC leadership extends beyond France with a very powerful international network which goes beyond 33 countries covering our 5 continents. We have more than 1,900 stores globally which are operated by master franchisees, unit franchisees, multi-unit franchisees. And we serve on an average more than 114,000 customers every single day. And we process nearly 2.5 lakh garments every single day. And this size, magnitude of our operation actually highlights the robustness of our system, our supply chain, and the global franchise model, which has in fact been proven over and over in different and diverse markets. Next slide. So these are some of the pictures of our outlets, a glimpse of that you also saw in the video. We have very strong frontage, and any location that we take, we don't have to be in the most expensive location, but we have to be in a premium neighborhood. But we need a location which has a good frontage where our customers can also see inside, preferably a glass facade and a frontage like you see in this picture. So most of my locations which are operating globally, they have the same look and feel. Next slide. So what we offer is a great business opportunity, which is rooted in a very strong and a proven model. And I would say thanks to the efficient operational processes that has been followed by us time to time. These are all technology-driven productivity. The model ensures a faster turnaround. We have fewer manpower requirements. Everything is idiot-proof. And this keeps also our cost very, very predictable. It keeps our operations extremely simple. So which means that even if you don't come from a background of dry cleaning or laundry or washing, our systems and processes are defined in a way that anyone can be trained to run and operate them. We include all services, broader services, high margin service portfolio, which also includes repairs, alterations. We do a lot of delicate fabric care, which very few dry cleaners in India, I would say, are capable of doing that. Including treatments which are given to leather treatments, suede treatments, carpet furnishing care. All that is done by 5SEC. And there are also exclusive treatments that we offer, which includes anti-mite, anti-moth, whitening services, and also stain removal services. Now, these all services also drive a very high ticket size and also helps us to get a lot of repeat business from our subscribers. And most of the Indian cleaners, I would say, dry cleaners in the industry, they don't explain how they do. 5SEC, in fact, owns this space. We do a very detailed fabric analysis, complete diagnostic process of the garment is done before it is given to service, how the stain has to be qualified, what kind of solvents are to be used. So there's control solvents which are used, what are the finishing techniques which are used. So all that is followed by 5SEC. And if you look at the overall industry, it is not just B2C, it is also B2B. So 5SEC has a very strong competitive advantage because I don't just deal with the B2C retail customers, but we have a very strong DNA, which is B2B businesses, which includes services that I can give to hotels, hospitality industry at large, corporates, airlines, any kind of uniform laundering which has to be done can be done by us. Even the healthcare industry, hospitals, salons, gyms, sports, wherever the linen is used, these services can be given to 5SEC. So our competitive landscape, like I said, our core model has built in B2B as a very big focus for us, which is serviced through our hub model, where we have high capacity machines which can be serviced from our hub. And we are a textile science first institution, not just a retail first franchise laundry, which is the case with most of the players in the market. We have equipment which is very high tech textile care systems. These are global suppliers, and we have the same suppliers in India who are supplying also in the Indian market. So all my supply chain is consolidated, centralized, from my equipments which are bought to all the consumables that we use every month. These are all centralized supplies, which a 5SEC India team would handle for our franchisees. Next slide. So innovation is something which is very center to our success, and every store is designed with very inviting interiors, aesthetics, and user-friendly layouts that elevates the overall experience of our consumers. And we also have a dual technology approach where we combine traditional dry cleaning with aqua cleaning, which ensures a very superior fabric care while also remaining responsible to our environment. And our entire service portfolio extends far beyond basic cleaning and includes, like I said, repairs, alterations, the fabric care treatments, as well as specialized care, which we do for carpets, shoes, furnishing, leather, and suede. And this diverse portfolio helps us to boost our revenue potential and, more importantly, I would say, helps us to retain our customer loyalty. Next slide. So 5SEC continues to reinvent the overall textile care industry by developing a lot of new growth engines. And we also have a dedicated B2B focus, which I said, we have B2B built into DNA of our business, which also forms active partnerships with major, I would say, corporates, institutions to drive high volume cleaning contracts. We have a very strong R&D team that works very consistently to innovate equipment and service concepts, which help us to improve the overall efficiency and sustainability. And 5SEC invests very heavily in digitalization through click and collect home pickups, delivery platforms, which ensures modern convenience for our today's customers. Next. So this is our model, which can we go on the back slide? I think I missed, there's a digital, can we go on the back slide? Let's stay there. So this is a very important slide, friends. I talked about digital interface. So this is a proprietary ecosystem of 5SEC. We call it the 5NAT ecosystem. It's a suite of digital tools which is developed to enhance the operational efficiency. It helps us to improve our customer engagement. So it includes a POS software, which is tailored very specifically for textile care operations. So every step in the entire process is very, very detailed, defined. This is proprietary software of 5SEC. It has a very practical application for even our consumers, so which helps us to reach out to our consumers, including our promotions. They can book services through this app, and also service app updates come on this. So the order can be tracked, the offers promotions can be seen, pickup delivery requests can be made on this. And we also have a CRM campaign where we can do targeted marketing, which includes our SMS, email, notifications to our customers. And also we have a monitoring tool, which is called 5net Monitoring, which offers very detailed analysis to our franchise partners, which provides us weekly, monthly reports on how the sales are performing, the customer behavior overall, the efficiency of the store, how the equipment is utilized at the store, and also the operational KPIs of all the people who are working at the store. Next slide. So we'll talk about the model and then I'll talk about the investment. So we very carefully understood the Indian market, and we understood that if we have to be different from the other players in the market and keep a legacy of and I would say the heritage and the successful legacy of 58 years working in diverse market, we studied the brand very deeply. And we've created two models. One is a hub model, which is largely, I would say, a mother model, where perhaps somebody can own the exclusive rights in that territory. He would also own a hub where larger B2B business can take place. And then we have a unit model, which is a smaller format. So the kind of locations we need, like I said, we need neighborhood microsites, which are inside the metros. Premium residential clusters is where we should be visible. Tech corridors, maybe places like Gurgaon, Bangalore, Hyderabad. We should be closer to these tech corridors. We need high density residential districts, premium housing societies, and especially if we have serviced apartments and tall rise or high rise buildings, which is the case in cities like Bombay or even Delhi, Gurgaon. So a hub and spoke model for partners who can manage a larger hub facility, and they can also manage subunits under them. So the service portfolio overall has largely, I would say, three revenue pillars for us. One is our laundry services, which is done at the retail level, and then we have a hub model which does all the B2B services. And second is our wet cleaning and dry cleaning services. This, I would say, is a premium core where we do all fabric specific, chemistry driven processes, designer, high value garments are done here. And then third is our specialized services, which is treatments and repairs, which includes from stain removal, restoration of our clothes, shoe, bag repair, textile alteration, all that's done here. So 5A operates, like I said, on a hub and spoke model. Let me explain maybe a unit opportunity. If somebody wants to take a unit franchise, which is a single unit, typical size of a format would be about 250 square feet of space. I don't have to be in the most expensive location, but yes, definitely being a premium brand and an aspirational brand, I need to be in location where, I'm perceived as an aspirational brand, which is the case with 5A. So about 250 square feet of space that we need. My rental should be close to about 180, 200 rupees on an average. Now, the investment goes into the following heads. The overall investment that we're looking at is about 35 odd lakhs, where we have a component of franchise fees, which is a one-time fee for a period of 5 years of our contract, which is 4 lakhs. The cost of machines is about 8 odd lakhs. And somebody who wants to do on also small dry cleaning, we can also add additional machine cost, which is 12 to 15 lakhs, also in the same setup. And then we have furniture and fixture cost, which is about 5 odd lakhs, and IT and hardware. This is the proprietary software POS system of 5A, which is approximately 3 lakhs is the cost. And then we have also included the store capex, and this investment that you see here, the estimated cost of 3.5 lakhs. This also includes your initial investment in pre-launch. So all that put together becomes 22 odd lakhs. We remove the working capital out of this. Working capital is not something that you make as an investment. This includes your provision of salaries for the initial, I would say, 6 months time. This also includes a deposit. So the initial investment that you will have to make, which includes your franchise fees, your machines, your furniture fixtures, your IT and hardware, and the store capex, this all put together becomes 22 lakhs as our investment. I think, Roof, this is an old slide. This was changed and should have been reflected. Next slide. So friend, this is a bit change. We will be happy to share with you very detailed financials that we have worked for both hub and spoke model. So the hub model is ideally a model where a partner would get exclusive rights for the territory that he would own. So one cluster is equivalent to one strategic partner. Each cluster is assigned a single area developer, and our area developer would receive service exclusivity within the defined geography and the clusters that he would own. The way that we have defined the clusters is in a manner where our cluster or the hub can take care of at least 20 to 25 kilometers of radius, so that we are able to ensure operational viability. And this model ensures both B2B high volume business and B2B and B2C, which is our retail business. Right. So what we have done is we have split the entire country into different territories. Our initial focus would be the top, I would say, 10 cities of India, but we'll show these cities also to you. In case you come from a market or a city where the city is not reflecting, we would still be open to discussing this with you. But like I said, our top priority would be cities like Delhi NCR, Gurgaon, Noida, Bombay. We are looking at Chennai, we're looking at Bangalore, we're looking at Hyderabad, we're looking at Ahmedabad, Kolkata, Tri-City. So these would be the top cities perhaps we want to be in. So the way that we have defined is we have split our clusters into different opportunity clusters. Roof, can we have the slide back, please? So what we have done is we have created different clusters, and we have graded these clusters into A, B, C, and D. Now this cluster grading reflects the population, the affluence, and also reflects the overall premium garment density, also takes into consideration the hospitality and institutional demand, which is B2B business. That is how these clusters have been split. So there are 4 clusters, like I said, which is cluster A, which is the most premium. Now, cluster A ideally can have at least 10 to 15 subunits or spokes, which can come under in a radius of, I would say, 20 to 25 kilometers. B cluster is a B grade, which can have at least 8 to 10 spokes, which can come under them. A C cluster can have about 5 to 6 spokes, which can come under that cluster. And then we have D, which is D spoke, which can have about 3 to 4 spokes that can come under that cluster. Now, based on the opportunity of these clusters, our investment would be twofold if somebody wants to take the area rights, cluster rights. So this includes one, the territory fee to block the territory. So there's a cluster fee. So if you're talking about a tier 1 or tier A, which is cluster A, our territory fee would be about 40 lakhs. Similarly, for a tier B cluster, it is 35 lakhs. Tier C would be 30 lakhs cluster. And then we have tier D, which is 25 lakhs cluster. So for an area developer or a hub owner who would own a complete territory, these clusters would be given exclusively to our partners. And this would be a fee to block the territory, and subsequently all the units that would come under the area franchisee, our area developer, or I would say a cluster owner, will also have an ongoing revenue. So there are two sources of revenue for our area partner or the hub partner. One is your direct B2B business, which is the hub business, which you would directly get from the institution, directly comes to you. Second is also the business which the units will capture, but they might not have the capacity to service these. So these units which will come under the area developer would work as feeder units, and all the services which are picked up by them would be given to the hub for servicing. So a small traction, I would say, of businesses which is outside laundry, I would say, would also come to our hubs, which would include a lot of our premium services and treatments, restoration, which cannot be handled by a smaller location, would all be given to the hub. Now, the investment for a hub would be about depending on the city. So if I have a larger cluster, say cluster A, because my capacity would be big, I need to service at least 10 to 15 units under me. My typical investment on the machinery and the hub would be close to about 75 odd lakhs plus the fee of the territory. And for B, C, and D category, my investment on the machines and the hub comparatively would become small. So for example, a D cluster would have about 35 to 40 lakh kind of a setup that is required for the hub. Five spoke, or I would say B and C cluster spoke, ideally would have about 60 lakhs as an investment. So depending on the cluster and the number of units that can be serviced through that hub, our investment on the machine would be anything from about 35 odd lakhs to 75 lakhs. Now I'll show you very quickly the locations that we have kind of shortlisted and how we have done the clusters. So these are the overall cities. We have two more cities, which is Pune and Kolkata, which are also important priority markets for Sangasek. So Bombay, Bangalore, and Delhi NCR, these are very huge markets, very difficult for a single cluster to service. So we have divided these clusters into different segments. So Bombay ideally can have 7 clusters, Bangalore can have 4 clusters, a market like Hyderabad and Chennai and Tri-City can have 3 cluster, and that's a 3 cluster opportunity. And a market like Delhi, because it is very wide from our entire city of Delhi, it also stretches to NCR, which includes Gurgaon, Greater Gurgaon, Noida, Noida, Faridabad. So all that becomes a part of our cluster. So we have created these clusters based on the opportunity size. Now, having said that, somebody who comes and wants to take a combination of 2 clusters, we can also discuss that opportunity. Let's go on the back slide, Roof. You're moving too fast. Pichli side pe. Delhi se, the next one. So this is how we have divided our clusters. Next slide. So if you look at Bombay, which is the first cluster, which is South and Central Bombay, we have combined as one cluster. Then we have Western suburbs as second, which includes our Bandra, Andheri markets. Malad, Borivali is another belt. Thane City, Ghorbandar is another corridor that we have included. The Navi Mumbai, Vashi is my 5th cluster. Then we have Eastern suburbs, which makes my 6th cluster in Bombay. And then we have Kalyan, Domivali, which becomes my 7th cluster. So somebody who's capable of handling a larger cluster, we are happy to even reduce these number of clusters, but provided there's a enough bandwidth of a partner to operate these clusters. And similarly, we have done these clusters for markets like Chennai, where we have 3 clusters, which is North and Central, followed by South cluster and West cluster in Chennai. Next. And this is what Delhi looks like. So Noida, Ghaziabad becomes our one cluster. Then we have East and North Delhi, which are combined together to make one cluster. Then South Delhi and Faridabad, we have kept together. But we can even do South Delhi and Noida. Somebody wants to take a part of, Delhi along with maybe Noida or Ghaziabad can be clubbed together. And similarly, somebody who's doing Gurgaon will also get the entire Greater Gurgaon belt. And then we have West Delhi and Central Delhi, which is my fifth cluster. Similarly, Tri-City would have two, which includes Panchkula, Zirakpur as one, and then we have Chandigarh, Mohali as one zone. Next slide. So this is how we have graded Ahmedabad, which is two different clusters in Ahmedabad, which includes our west, south, east, north clusters. And then we have Bangalore, which also has north as one, east as another cluster. We have south Bangalore as my third cluster, and west becomes my fourth cluster. And Hyderabad, we have central and west as one cluster. We have north and east as cluster 2 and south Hyderabad as cluster 3. Now, friends, since we're talking about Hyderabad, I'm happy to also say and tell all of you, we should be opening very soon our first location in Hyderabad in the next 2 months' time. And we'll be happy to look at more opportunities. Someone who's keen in Hyderabad, looking for an area or a hub model, we are happy to discuss. We'll be opening one unit location in Hyderabad very, very soon. Somewhere around the Jubilee Hills, Banjara Hills market. So that is where our first location would come up. So as a cluster owner or a hub, apart from the business that you get, there is also another revenue that you get from the expansion of the territory. So because Franchise India is the master franchise for 5SEC, all my cluster hub owners who would own the territory would also get additional support in their territory to expand and increase their footprint. So which means if I have a potential of doing 15 subunits in your territory, we'll have a local regional team in your city that will work with you to develop these units under you. So every single subunit spoke that will come under the hub, there is a percentage of franchise fees and also a percentage of the royalty that our hub partner would get. So on every single unit that comes under the hub, there is a 50% sharing on the franchise fee. So a franchise fees is 4 lakhs for a single unit. 50% of that goes to my partner. And then there is a recurring fee, which is my royalty fee. There's a 15,000 fixed fee that we take from our unit, which is my spoke. And a 50% of that goes also to my area partner. And the second thing is there is no cost of acquisition. Typically, when you own a cluster and you have a responsibility of developing a territory, the area partner, cluster partner, area franchise has a bigger responsibility to develop the territory and also make that investment for lead generation, put a team that will reach out to investors, speak to them, and close these units under. But because we have a big ecosystem at Franchise India, and 5SEC is the brand that is owned as a master franchise by Franchise India, our teams would work very closely with every single area partner, like our regional teams. The entire lead generation in the territory would be done by us, so that marketing cost of my partner becomes zero, because all lead generation for recruiting more partners in the territory would be our cost. And also working with our partners till the end, which means helping you close these agreements with our unit partners. So that is the end-to-end support which everybody gets. Now, who are we looking at? I'm looking at someone, if you come with some experience in the service industry, some form of experience in the service industry is great. Even partners looking at upgrading maybe their existing unit. I don't know what you might be doing, some unorganized structure. You want to upgrade, you want to take an international brand and become their partner. Those could be my clients. And those could be, sorry, my partner. So anyone who's even a first-time entrepreneur, relatively no experience, we are more than happy to welcome interest. But most importantly, what we need is we need operator partners. We don't need passive partners. We need somebody who's day-to-day involved in the business. And our entire ecosystem at Franchise India and 5SEC India would work with every single partner, whether that's a larger partner who takes the entire area or a cluster or a single unit or a multi-unit partner through the entire journey of your association with us. So friends, I'll also I don't know, Mohit, if you have shared. So Mohit Agarwal, like I said, is the executive director. Friends, if you have any questions on the business that we have presented to you, you may feel free to reach out to us. So he has shared his email ID. He's also shared his contact details. We are happy to share with you also detailed financials, and that requires a very depth understanding, one-to-one discussion, and hence we never wanted to showcase that on this present, on this webinar. It was a simple presentation that gives you a little understanding on the brand at large, what we stand for India, the legacy that we bring in, and the kind of partners that we are inviting. For any in-depth discussion, it is very important that we understand your profile, what you bring to the table, and we'll be happy to meet with you one-to-one, and also virtually if you're from a city where perhaps you're not there. But Mohit will also be traveling all across, and Franchise India has offices in all cities in India. If you are present in any of the top cities, including Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, Chennai, Kolkata, Tri-City, please let us know. Our regional teams will meet with you. And post this webinar, we'll be happy to share this entire presentation. And financials is something, like I said, we like to discuss, one-to-one over a meeting after we understand, your profile. Before we close, I'll also let maybe Mohit any final words that you want to say to all of our friends who have joined in.
Thank you, Sonia.
Yeah, voice is echoing. So thank you, friends, for being with us. We have shared our coordinates. Feel free to reach out to us for any other information that you would want. And Bharat, over to you.
Right. Thanks so much, ma'am, for coming to this webinar and talking about this great opportunity. We already have shared the number. Mohit Agarwal is the one you can contact with, maybe after this webinar, and he's going to take you further with all the information about the financials and the rest of other, these steps that we will take. Yep. So that's it for the day. Thanks so much for joining this webinar. See you next week, Friday at 3 o'clock. Again, in case if you will have any question, we can, get back to you with the answers.